Welcome back to Evergreen Speedway and Home Track Heroes. This segment brought to you by the Buzz Inn Steakhouse. Buzz Inn Steakhouse serves hand-cut Angus fries, breakfast all day, and mouth-watering burgers. Visit one of their 12 locations of Buzz Inn Steakhouses around the area. Buzz Inn Steakhouse, sponsor of the Stinger 8 class.
Thank you, Tom. We are back at it with our remaining 10 laps of the main event on the season championship night, number 1 of the 2021 season here at Evergreen Speedway, and it has been Christopher Wissman. He will come out of this race your champion for the season for this division. Aaron Green in the second spot, McKenna Cox in spot number 3. We've also had appearances by Haley Wilkinson in the 35, and Greg Vaughn in the number 9 started this race as well. So these guys have been going at it in some pretty nasty conditions, like we had talked about in the segment before. Obviously not a windshield wiper on any of these trucks, and probably not a defroster system in it as well. It's just crazy what these guys have gone through.
And this is the worst conditions. It's getting dark. Yeah. It's not warm out. There's no wind to help dry that racetrack out. It's just flat ugly out there right now for these guys. And Wissman and Green been going at this thing for about 23 laps now, just 7 laps to go. And Wissman can't let up for a minute because Green, you see him charge down into turn 3, faster down at the end of the straightaway. But as I said, these are when conditions are the worst.
Yeah, Wissman, though, has done a really nice job of sticking to one lane. And I think we've kind of joked about being able to see the tracks in the water on the track, but he has just kind of kept that same approach all event long, and it's really paid off for him. He's still kept out in front. Green has been doing a nice job as you see him hanging into the middle to the upper part of the race track and looking for just a patch of asphalt that can make that thing go forward, as we've got 5 to go to wrap up the season for the Northwest Pro 4 trucks.
This is about as close to a dirt race as you can find here at Evergreen Speedway. The drivers are constantly searching. Sometimes the truck is just taking them there, but they're running on the top, they're running at the bottom, they're trying the middle, they're trying to do different things at different ends of this racetrack, trying to figure out which is the fastest way around. And still that battle goes on with just 5 laps. It's Wissman and Green all over Wissman's rear bumper.
Boy, I tell you, Aaron Green has really found something in that number 6 machine as he comes off the top. Is he going to be able to get the lead if he keeps it going strong into the top part of turn number 3? Wissman, who has been living down at the bottom of that turn especially all race long, and he'll take the short way around, still manage to hang on, but this could turn into something pretty cool with 3 laps to go. Aaron Green working the outside, Christopher Wissman hanging on by a thread in that 98 truck.
And drivers right now are talking to themselves because they want to drive that truck down in there. I can drive it in deeper. You can see right there. But what happens is all of a sudden the thing gets twitchy. It starts skating up the racetrack, and they're going to lose more ground. So you have to continually be talking to yourself not to screw this thing up with just that couple of laps left to go.
Boy, this is really cool. They are side by side. Green with a really nice run coming into the end of the straightaway into turn number 1. And check this out. Got a great run off the top of turn number 2, and looks like he is now going to pull away by about 4 to 5 truck lengths over the front running and season champion for 2021, Wissman in the 98. McKenna Cox still hanging on to that 3rd spot. 1 more lap to go for Aaron Green.
You just saw that white flag by John Peterson, one of the best. He has become a very, very good flagman.
I agree.
And Evergreen Speedway is lucky to have him. He does a great job. And you know what racers want are consistency, and that same thing, that person they can count on. He does that. As they come off turn 4, looking for that checkered flag, you can see Wissman. Whoa! He's going to cross the line. Is he going to
do it?
Yes, he does.
All right. Nice job. If you're going to finish it right. Very well done. Congratulations, champ in the 98. We'll take it down to the Angel of the Winds platform as we got a few more trucks to get across here. And another great person at Evergreen Speedway, Greg Pyland. Let's take you down to the winners.
All right, Aaron, so tell us about that move you had. I think it was about 3 or 4 laps to go. You remained on that high side by side with Christopher for quite some time, but you're able to bring out the victory tonight.
Yeah, racing in the rain isn't the first time for me because we used to race Friday nights, so I know some of the tricks.
How about anybody you need to thank tonight for being out at the racetrack, even though it's on a rainy Saturday?
Oh, just my family, my wife for letting me come out and have fun.
I think you have to have respect for Aaron Green's move out there. He was staying to the high lane. Did you consider staying up there, maybe a little bit less water on that high side?
Yeah, I should have stayed up there, but he got me at the end, and I tried to push it a little too hard at the end and came over the line backwards,
But you still came out tonight on championship night, second place on the podium tonight, but overall, I think you had something else, right?
yeah, overall second tonight, but third year in trucks, and I sealed the championship, so I want to thank Brian at LB Motorsports, my friends and family, my sister and her boyfriend came out to visit, Sean Morier, Olympia Pizza and Pasta, Race Car Help, and I think I got it all.
All right, so now it's your time, your photo opportunity. Your 2021 champion in the Pro 4 Trucks, driver of the 98, Christopher Wissman. McKenna, I know everybody's thinking probably, how much fun did you have driving in the rain, or not fun at all?
Wasn't fun.
Not exactly what you thought you'd be doing on championship night, huh?
Definitely not.
So we've been talking about that it is championship night for the Pro 4 Trucks, locking up Rookie of the Year, 24 McKenna Cox tonight. How does that feel, McKenna?
Pretty good.
It's always nice to have that accomplishment, and coming in third in the podium tonight, but congratulations on the Rookie of the Year. Anybody you need to thank for the 24 truck tonight?
Yeah, so I couldn't have done this whole thing without Wilkinson Racing. They gave me the truck, worked on it, and I pretty much just raced it. So, and Hager Motorsports, Impel Construction, my dad and my brother for doing so much, and happy birthday to my grandma and Brooklyn Bender.
Thank you, Greg, and thank you to and congratulations to the top three in our final main event for 2021. We talked about how lucky we are to have guys like our flagman Jonathan, and how really fortunate we are to have a guy like Greg Pyland that people can really get to know as hopefully the announcer of the future here out at Evergreen Speedway.
Well, and Evergreen Speedway is going to lose a couple of officials this year.
Yes, they are.
The Draper family, you know, Amy and Troy, who've been here forever, along with Brianna, who does all of the scoring. I understand this may be her last year, and those are going to be big shoes to fill. Whether it's Amy has been down in the pit, she's been ruling the roost for years, you know, but congratulations. Thank them for everything they've done. How about we do a little Stinger 8 racing?
I agree. 30 laps coming up.
Starting lineup for our Buzz-In Steakhouse Stinger 8s. The number 40 car, it's Andrew Reinders. Outside of Andrew in the PCOS Challenge, it's the number 57 of Michaela Larson. In the second row, it's the 18J, Jackson Beckel, in the John Bender Racing, number 18J. And outside of him, in the 44, it's Joseph Sturba.
In the third row back in the 43, brought to you by Reardon's Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram of Monroe is Damon Claiborne. Outside of Damon in the number 7D Cox Wheels Racing entry is Brandon Lindberg. Next row back, our friend Zach Bristol in the 07, brought to you by PMS Power Decals. The 13D of Dawson Cox is sponsored by SRP Transportation. Rounding out the field in the number 21, brought to you by his friends and his family, Matt Somerville.
Kind of a cool story. Brandon Lindberg not scheduled to drive that 7D car, but Dawson Cox was the regular driver. Because of a situation that happened in Brandon's family, Dawson put him in the car. He wins. He keeps winning, so Dawson has to go out and find another ride. And right now, Brandon Lindberg is the points leader in this division.
All right, they are going to have one to go. You saw Jonathan Peterson with his arms raised in absolute ecstasy as he welcomes our entrance into our Buzz-In Steakhouse Stinger 8 main event. 30 laps coming up, final night. And for these guys to show what they can do, and boy, did they put on a show. This ought to be pretty good coming up. And thanks again to the Buzz-In Steakhouse for bringing us these guys all season long.
See him coming down. Should be seeing the green this time as they come off turn 4 of the affectionate north end of the racetrack, the left-hander, heading down to the south end of the racetrack, and which the drivers call the right end. Just a little bump shove right there on Reinders. Kind of had to gather that car back up as they head off of that end down through the intersection. And we've talked about numerous times, not only do you have to watch the car in front of you, the car to the inside of you, the car to the outside of you, but then you dive through that intersection. And as I've said before, the one time you don't check out what's going on at the intersection, somebody's going to meet you in the door with a little kiss.
They will. They will remind you that you need to pay attention to what you're doing. This class it's just an absolute assault on the senses, and it's been, you know, this track, in the 2 years that we've been doing Home Track Heroes, I think both you and I agree, this has been darn near one of the funnest ones to watch night in and night out.
Just about count on the best action, intersection action, you know, shoving. These people want to race, they want to have fun, and it shows each and every week. As you can see right now, a little bit of dirt track action in the rain here at Evergreen Speedway.
You know, I find myself when we're watching this trying to shift my head and my whole body over to try and get that car to straighten out, and I hope I can help them out in any way possible, but obviously not for Michaela Larson in the 57, as she really got train railed as she came out of turn number 4, as we're now into turn number 1 on our figure 8 course. Like Tom mentioned, they run from the north to the south, and they are now in turn number 2, coming across the intersection and down into 3. But good run so far early on in the 40 car for Andrew Reinders. Jackson Beckel looking good in the 18J in the second spot, and Brandon Lindbergh, like Tom mentioned, your points leader coming out of tonight, going into tonight and coming out of tonight, far enough ahead to where he just pretty much had to start this, and he's got the championship, and I could not be happier for that guy. He is just one of the class people that roam around this property on Saturdays. So congratulations. We'll talk about more of that after this gets wrapped up, as we are 5 down, 25 to go.
We've talked a lot about when they're running the 3/8, where they go to the high side, they go to the middle of the racetrack, they go to the low side of the racetrack. On the 5th mile racetrack, it doesn't make any difference. It's flat. Mm-hmm. There is no banking. There is no water runoff. So, you know, you just kind of got to splash your way through the puddles. This thing is extremely difficult to do. And like I said, it's as wet as it is, it's going to stay wet all the way to the end.
You know who's been fun to watch this year, too, is Damon Claiborne in the 43. That cat has just done such a nice job of improving every race and getting his car better, probably getting to know it pretty good, too, is another aspect to this that helps him out, especially in conditions like this, is the advent of front-wheel drive.
Well, and Claiborne is one of those, you know, second, third generation people we've been talking about. His dad, Tom Claiborne, the unofficial historian of the Figure 8 Auto Racing Association. If it's happened on a Figure 8 track here at Evergreen Speedway, especially with the big V8 cars, Tom Claiborne knows about it. He's got it documented, and I know he's just really proud of, you know, the fact that Damon is out here, and what is he doing but doing Stinger 8 racing. And
doing it really well, and it's so cool to see how he has improved. Looking good still for Andrew Reinders, as he has got the lapped number 57 of Michaela Larson, I believe, unless they come across and put Michaela up into second, which they don't. Jackson Beckel in the 18J still hanging down into that second spot. Brandon Lindbergh going in the champion and come out of it as well. So we're going to take a break here in a few seconds. We've got Buzz Inn Steakhouse Stinger 8 action coming to you on Home Track Heroes from Evergreen Speedway on a rainy Saturday night. We'll be back with more after this on CW11.